How many of you have had a thought? You got the thought and your heart started beating fast, or you had a thought and it brought some tears to your eyes, and there's nothing actually happening. It just was a thought. What if I told you that every single thought that we have is changing your body right now? All right, so in the next 15, 20 minutes, we are going to find out how our thoughts affect our body. Yeah, so not in some vague poetic manner or anything. It's just very scientific basis in clear, powerful physiological terms, right? And we'll give you some tools to begin transforming your own mind body connection. There is a connection between the mind and the body. There's no doubt about that. Okay. How do you change that connection? So let's start with something very, very simple. Okay. A thought is not something just in your head. Huh? It's electricity, it's chemistry, it's a signal. So every thought that we have, it creates a chemical reaction in your body. The first time I experienced this was when I did Vipassana program, where we are looking inside, and after your body has become sensitive after 4 days, you actually start to see that every thought actually has a corresponding sensation or a feeling in your body. Now, science has also researched it and found it out. So every thought you have creates a chemical reaction in your body. Okay. About that, when you think a stressful thought, stressful thought like I'm not good enough, or nobody likes me, or I'm going to fail, or you think something like this is not going to work, or they are not going to understand me. Now, this is a thought. Will create a stressful thought. I mean, it's a stressful thought, right? So it sends a message to your body to prepare for danger. Certain hormones like cortisol and adrenaline are released. In your body, heart rate goes up, your blood pressure goes up, your digestion slows down, your muscles become tense. Now, let's flip it around. You know, let's look at the opposite of it. You just did it when you smiled, or you think of a joyful thought or a happy thought, like holding a little cute little baby, or the feeling of someone you love smiling at you. What happens? Suddenly, different uh, hormones get released. They're called oxytocin, dopamine, serotonin. These are the hormones get released. Your body opens up, your immune system strengthens, you breathe easier. Interesting, isn't it? How the thoughts are affecting chemically our own body. And I just want to remind you about something which I say: the human mind, the body, like the mind, does not know the difference between a real event and a thought about that event. If the real event happens or you're only thinking about it, the body will respond in the same way. Your nervous system reacts in the same way. So the mind is a kind of, what shall we call it? Control panel for your body. And I think in these days we have to be very, very careful, because whether we like it or not, we get stressful thoughts. While driving in traffic, you will get stressful thoughts. You're not even aware of it. In your office, you'll be getting the thoughts like that. So let's try something right now, a little exercise. Close your eyes for a moment. Make yourself comfortable. Take a slow, deep breath. Let your body relax. Close your eyes. Now just imagine that you're holding a fresh nimbu, lemon in your hand. You're holding that nimbu in your hand, the lemon in your hand. Imagine that you're cutting that lemon. See the bright yellow color. Feel the juice dripping into your fingers. Now imagine picking up that lemon and taking a bite into that juicy lemon and smell the smell of the lemon. Now, did your mouth water a little? That is the power
Yes,
of thought. You were not actually holding a lemon, but your body responded as if it was, right? Scientifically, there's some name for it. I think it's called the idiomotor response. You know how your body responds to an idea. So, what was your experience when you did the exercise just now? Anybody care to share quickly?
the mouth started watering
It actually started watering, right?
and the face started showing the reactions as if when we have something very sour. So just tingling like that.
Yeah, interesting, isn't it? So, like I said, this is happening all the time. The only thing is, we might not be aware of it. So, ask yourself, what thoughts are you feeding to your body? And you know something, there are people who have these chronic thoughts. I cannot trust anyone. They are out to get me. They'll take advantage of me. Log bade matlabi hai. You know, like that very kind of thoughts. Chronic means keeps on happening again and again. Now imagine if a single stressful thought can cause tension in your muscles. What happens when you think that way for days and weeks and years? What happens when you have this chronic negative thinking? Criticism, self criticism, fear, anger, resentment. So it keeps the body in a state of low grade stress. And this leads to, can you imagine what it leads to? Inflammation, lower immunity, sleep problems, digestive issues, fatigue. And if this goes on, it can lead to something more dangerous as well: high blood pressure, peptic ulcer, you know, piles. So, on the other side, on the reverse side, positive and empowering thoughts, they will activate the parasympathetic system, nervous system. Puts you into a rest and digest mode. Healing happens over there. The body's capacity to self heal is activated when you are feeding your body with positive and empowering thoughts. So instead of calling it positive thinking, I'd love to call it conscious thinking. Conscious thinking, meaning what? Intentional thoughts that support your body's health. Now, do you understand the value of being aware? Can you imagine the value of something which I keep telling you? Listen to yourself when you are silent. Listen to yourself when you are listening to somebody else. Listen to yourself when you're talking. Because listening to yourself, what will you listen to? Your thoughts. And when you are aware that you are feeding stressful thoughts to yourself, perhaps you might stop, isn't it? So let me give you a little tool that you can use. Simple technique. I use it all the time. It's called the 3 second shift. So whenever you have a thought and you become aware of it, especially if it's a negative thought, Hasina ji, please listen carefully. This might help you. So when
Yes,
you get
sir.
a negative thought and you become aware that you have this negative thought, ask yourself a question. Ask yourself a question. And the question is, Is this thought helpful to my body? If is this thought helpful to my body? If the answer is no, replace it. Put another thought in its place. For example, if you're feeling like I am feeling overwhelmed, that is your thought, let's say. Replace it with I am learning to handle more. Suppose you get a thought that I'll never get this right. Then what will you put in its place? I am figuring this out step by step. If you get this thought that they hate me, you replace it with they love me, but they do not know how to show that love to me. Yeah? So, whenever you get a negative thought or a stressful thought, ask yourself the question, is this thought helpful to my body? And if the answer is no, replace it. Yeah? Now, this is not called a denial or something. It's about directing your thoughts. It's not denying the thought. So, what you're doing by this is that you are, navigating, steering your nervous system very, very gently over and over again towards safety and calm. Again and again, whenever the negative thought comes. And you will see that your body has started to respond accordingly. And needless to say, and don't forget, your thoughts create your reality. Not only your outside reality, the reality of your body, because the body is also responding to your thoughts. So let's fix this. Let's anchor it with one more short experience. Guys, close your eyes again. Breathe in slowly. Hold. Now breathe out even more slowly. Now once again, breathe in slowly. Hold. Breathe out even more slowly. Now, silently, with your eyes closed, repeat in your mind, my thoughts are powerful. My thoughts are powerful. I choose thoughts that support my body. I am safe. I am healing. I am growing. So, one more time, say to yourself silently, my thoughts are powerful. I choose thoughts that support my body. I am safe. I am healing. And I'm growing. Now, feel how your body reacts to these thoughts. Let your shoulders drop. Let your breathing deepen. Just relax your body completely and say again, my thoughts are powerful. I choose thoughts that support my body. I am safe. I am healing. And I'm growing. Now you can open your eyes and let's have a quick share from some of you.
Good morning, sir. With this, instantly we felt as a feeling of ease and relaxation, as if we were holding something very tight and we loosened it up.
Great, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you for sharing. Anybody else?
Same feeling, sir. I'm also getting the same ease feeling.
Great, Malika ji. Good morning. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, sir. Good morning,
All
all.
right. So
Well, I
everybody
feel,
else can say ditto, ditto, ditto. Huh?
I feel relaxed.
Very useful for you, Malika, Hasina ji.
Yes, sir.
Specially curated for you, by the way.
Yes, I did realize that. Thank you so much, sir.
So let's look at what have you learned. Thoughts are not just mental; they are physical. Your body responds to every thought that you think. And you can shift your body state by shifting your mind focus. See, you don't have to control every thought, that's impossible. But you can start guiding your mind, right? Directing
Yes.
it from negative to positive, right? If you're going in a boat, if you, steer it 1 degree to another side, you'll completely end up in a different place.
Mm.
So thank you guys for being here today again. I'll tell you something. A lot of people with a lot of effort are still not able to control this stressful thought because they're holding on to something in their head,
Yes.
like physically blocked, In Vipassana, we call it vikar. Now, the best way to release the vikar, obviously, you can go do a 10-day Vipassana program, or you can come and take a bar session from anybody who has learned how to do that, a practitioner. I've trained a lot of practitioners. You can also get trained to be one. Yeah. And you take these sessions, you will completely shift your mind so that your awareness will go up. Whatever is inside getting triggered on again and again, that will stop. Okay. Just this thing. That is my marketing message of the morning.
Yeah.
All right. So that brings us to anything any one of you wants to share about how you may have realized what we have been doing to our body with our thinking. Of course, if you've been in EMC for a long time, you probably reduced that quite a lot, but still. Yeah, so we have a few minutes. So who would like to share? Yes, Colonel Raj.
Namaste, sir, and good morning to everyone.
Namaste ji.
I was also fortunate to go through an exercise in 90s, early 90s, uh, through the art of living. I was introduced that time to the art of living when I was in manager, NSG. The energy director has brought in these people to bring in. So one thing which I learned from there, and then like what I was again able to relate to go back to those days. Thing is, we all try to control our thoughts. What I learned is don't control your thought. Start living with it, and take. Like you said, you don't have to bring in 180-degree different thought to suppress the existing thought that may not be good for your body. Just swale away. Take the thought from there only to think more
Direct it.
positive. Yeah, more positive. What good? Like you said, if I'm feeling cut about somebody, give reason as to why did they do it? What is there for them to do this? Why should they do it to me? Am I their
Don't say
enemy? Yeah, am I their enemy? So you try to start imploring and exploring yourself and then take the thought into that. So wonderful thought that you have introduced this today, sir, because there is a deep-rooted connection between your thoughts and physical body. The both are integral. I mean, somehow
Oh, yeah.
the day we realize it, that is the best thing. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Vetrivel.
Sir, thank you very much. I would like to share something like thanks to EMC that I am able to differentiate thought, I'm able to replace it, I get benefit out of it also. But sometimes the doubt comes like, am I really on a right direction or I'm just camouflaging and escaping from the current reality? Sometimes that thought comes, sir. How to deal with that?
So that's why I told you, no, this is not denial. This is not running away from the reality. It is a thought, and you are directing it in another direction. Number one. Number two, the last exercise, which we did. Whenever you have such a thought, is it useful for my body? Ask yourself. Whatever negative thought is coming, this thought also is negative, no? Whatever, I mean, by believing whatever you say, if you start believing it, you will not change your thoughts. You'll say, no, 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 no. So do the exercise. Is this thought useful for my body? No. Then direct it towards something which is useful for the body. No?
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, Vetri.
Clear, sir. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, guys. And